Zurubang, Ultimate Battle Royale of everything and more. Battle 13. Act 1. The arena opens. A sound like 1,000 grandfather clocks striking midnight in unison. Gears grinding against reality itself, springs coiling through dimensions. As the arena dome crystallizes into existence above a landscape of bronze catwalks, hissing steam vents, and massive rotating cogwheels the size of houses. Molten brass rivers flow beneath perforated metal floors, and towering automaton statues stand frozen mid-forge, hammers raised eternally. Zurubang materializes at the center of the foundry, his golden coat catching the amber glow of the furnaces, all forearms spread wide in theatrical welcome, eyes scanning the assembled millions. Welcome, welcome to the most mechanically magnificent massacre this side of existence. Tonight, we grind flesh between gears. The crowd, a roiling sea of beings from every conceivable reality, erupts in anticipation, their cheers echoing of brass walls, while some spectators oil their own joints in nervous excitement. Behold, your combatants! Zurubang's voice thunders across dimensions. F tier, from the spirit world, Chihiro Ogino, bathhouse survivor, friend to river spirits, professionally lost. She materializes mid-stumble, clutching nothing, wide eyes scanning the foundry in sheer bewilderment. The crowd coos, then immediately feels terrible about what's coming. C tier, from the Forgotten Realms, Astarion, seductive spawn, backstab enthusiast, dramatically malnourished. He steps from shadow into amber furnace light and straightens his collar. From the upside down, the Demogorgon, face petal horror, Hawkins' least wanted, humanity's recurring nightmare. It does not so much arrive as erupt, petals splaying wide, tasting the air, already hunting. B tier, from Gotham City, Batman, vengeance incarnate, prep time personified, parental issues weaponized. His cape settles around him like a threat. His hand is already at his belt. From Piltover, V, Piltover's finest fist, impulse control optional, Atlas gauntlets fully charged. She lands with a hex-tech boom, cracks her knuckles, and grins at the Demogorgon like she's found a punching bag with legs. Ladies and gentlemen, enjoy the madness of 2 S tiers. The crowd's roar shakes the foundry to its brass foundations. From the lands between, Queen Marika, the Eternal, Shatterer of the Elden Ring, God Queen of a broken order, Mother of monsters and martyrers alike. She does not enter, she simply is. Fractures of golden light tracing the cracks across her divine form like a map of everything she destroyed. And Zurubang lets all 4 arms drop to his sides. The crowd hushes in instinct. From the high heavens, Inarius, rogue archangel, architect of worlds, a father who burned everything he ever loved. His wings of light unfurl and every shadow in the foundry recoils. The Demogorgon, apex predator of fear made flesh, takes one involuntarily step backward. But we aren't done yet. The crowd doesn't cheer. Something in Zurubang's tone stops them. Our very first OMNIPOWER of Season 1. Silence. From the mindscape, Bill Cipher! Triangle of Terror, Dealmaker Supreme, Geometry's worst nightmare. He materializes already spinning, single eye scanning the arena with the particular delight of someone who has never once considered the possibility of losing. Marika's fractured gaze moves to him. Something ancient in her divine instinct steers. Not fear, recognition. The recognition of something that exists beyond her category entirely. Inarius's wings pull fractionally tighter. He has faced the prime evils. He has stood against the armies of hell. He knows the difference between an enemy and an axiom. Bill's eye rotates slowly toward them both. He winks. Act 2. Perception of the fighters. Bill Cipher spins lazily in the air, his single eye taking in the foundry with delighted madness. Oh, this is gonna be fun! Angels, gods, a triangles enthusiast's dream? And what's this? A scared little girl? Ha! This dimension really knows how to set a buffet. Batman's white lenses narrow as he catalogues threats. 2 S-tier divine entities, 1 omnipower chaos demon. Contingency files exist. Mixyespitalik category. Effectiveness against this specific entity? Unknown. V looks around. Right, big triangle guy's probably the problem. Giant flower face is ugly. Pointy-eared pretty boy looks like he bites. The rest? She grins. Figure it out as we go. Astarion's red eyes widen as he takes in the divine radiance emanating from Inarius and Marika. Oh, darling, this is decidedly unfair. Gods? Plural? He glances at V, all muscle and hextech and fury. And the angry woman with fists the size of my head? A slow smile crosses his lips. Actually adorable. V catches him staring. The fuck you looking at, pretty boy? Nothing, just appreciating the view before I die. Chihiro trembles, her small hands clutching nothing, eyes darting between monsters and gods. Haku. I wish Haku was here. The Demogorgon's face petals open, tasting the air. So much prey, but something else too, something that makes even its alien instincts hesitate. Light. Burning light. Marika says nothing. She's already watching Bill. Bill is already watching her back, eye curved in a smile she doesn't return. Inarius's wings of light manifest, each feather a blade of radiance. Another arena. Another test. His voice resonates with celestial harmonics. So be it. Act 3. Connections. May the ultimate battle royale begin! The Demogorgon launches instantly, pure predator, directly at the smallest, weakest prey. Chihiro screams, stumbling backward over a gear tooth. Batman is already moving, cape flaring, a batarang singing through furnace-lit air. It strikes the Demogorgon's shoulder, embedding deep, and the creature shrieks, turning toward this new threat. Hey, flower face! V's gauntlets connect with the Demogorgon's skull like a hex-tech thunderclap. The creature ragdolls across the foundry, crashing through a steam pipe that erupts in scalding vapor. Get somewhere safe, kid! V shouts at Chihiro without looking. But Bill Cipher is already there, floating beside the terrified girl, eye curved in approximation of a smile. Ah, what's wrong, shooting star? Need a deal? I can make all the scary monsters go away. Just shake my hand and... A batarang phases through Bill's form. He doesn't even flinch. Rude, Batsy. Very rude. We're having a moment here. Chihiro backs away, shaking her head. No,
I know about deals. I mean, I know they're never what they seem.
Bill's eye twitches.
Smart kid. Annoying, but smart.
Meanwhile, the true powers have begun their dance. Inarius and Queen Marika face each other across a gap of rotating platforms. Two deities, two fundamentally different kinds of divinity.
You are wounded,
Inarius observes, noting the fractures in Marika's form.
Your godhood incomplete.
And you are fallen,
Marika responds, voice like cracking stone.
An angel who abandoned heaven for a demon's embrace. Who are you to judge incompleteness?
Wings of light, a hammer manifesting from shattered gold. They clash. The impact sends shockwaves through the foundry. Gears shatter, catwalks buckle, the crowd screams in ecstasy and terror. Divine radiance meets golden order authority, and for a moment, reality itself seems uncertain which force should prevail. Astarion, watching from the shadows, makes his move. Not toward the gods, he's not stupid, but toward the disoriented Demogorgon, still recovering from V's blow. Silent, quick. His blade finds the junction between the creature's neck petals. The Demogorgon writhes, clawing backward, and Astarion rides the motion, driving deeper.
Shh, darling. Everything has a jugular somewhere.
Black ichor sprays. The creature's movements slow. Demogorgon, eliminated by Astarion. The vampire spawn kicks the corpse away, straightening his collar fastidiously as the Demogorgon's form rises as a constellation above, a flower of dark stars.
One less monster, Astarion murmurs. Still too many gods.
V has engaged Batman, unable to distinguish hero from threat in the chaos. Her gauntlet swings, he flows around it like water.
Stand down,
Batman growls.
I'm not your enemy.
Everyone's an enemy until the bell rings, Cape Guy. She catches him with a glancing blow. Even glancing, his ribs crack. He rolls with it, deploying smoke pellets, vanishing into the foundry's steam. V curses, spinning, gauntlets raised. Hate sneaky types. Bill Cipher, bored with Chihiro's refusal, has turned his attention to the divine battle above. Now, that's entertainment. Two broken gods playing who's the biggest disappointment. But you know what this needs? He snaps a finger. The molten brass rivers below surge upward, forming into twisted parodies of hands reaching for everyone. Inarius burns them away with a sweep of radiant wings, but the distraction costs him. Marika's hammer connects. The angel crashes through 3 catwalks, through an automaton statue, through the foundry's outer wall. Only the arena's invisible dome stops his trajectory, and he slides down it, leaving a smear of golden ichor.
Your light,
Marika intones, descending toward him,
is borrowed. Mine was made.
The light,
Inarius rises, bloody but unbroken wings reforming,
is eternal.
Chihiro runs. She doesn't know where, just away from the triangle, away from the gods, away from the blood. She finds herself near a maintenance alcove, pressed against warm brass, crying silently. Batman finds her.
Hey.
His voice is softer than expected.
Stay here. Stay quiet. I'll come back for you.
Why are you helping me?
Behind the cowl, something very old and very sad.
Because someone has to.
He disappears into the steam. Bill Cipher appears beside V, manifesting at eye level.
Hey, Punchy, want some real power? I can make those gauntlets do things Heimerdinger never dreamed.
Pass. V swings through him. Wow! Rejection really is the theme tonight. Bill's eyes flame red. Fine, fine! Let's see how you like. Batman's batarang sings through the air. Not at Bill, at the foundry level. 3 points of impact, triangular spacing, each embedding a Zatanna-inscribed fragment that burns white against the brass. Bill drifts backward without thinking, directly into the center. The sigil ignites. It wouldn't normally affect a dream demon, but Batman has worked with Zatanna. He's fought Mixyezpidlik alongside Superman. He knows fifth-dimensional chaos entities, higher dimensional rules-based consciousness, beings who exist through logic and deal-making, and the fundamental architecture of their own nature. He had built a contingency for the category. Bill's form stutters, glitches. His eye spins the wrong direction, then 2 directions simultaneously. Then he drops his act and laughs with a wheezing cough sound. You prepped for me! We've never even met!
I prepped for Mixyezpidlik,
Batman says, stepping from the steam.
You're the same category of problem.
I am nothing like that pompous little... He steps out of the sigil, the white flames scutter and die. It tickled. Batman doesn't move, doesn't reach for his belt. For the first time in the foundry, he runs the numbers and arrives at an answer he doesn't like. Okay, Batsy, okay. I was gonna play nice, but you know what? I've looked into your mind. Want to see what really scares you? The foundry around Batman shifts, becomes an ally, pearls scattering, 2 gunshots.
No!
His will is iron. His will has held against Scarecrow's fear toxin, against Darkseid's gaze, against his own endless grief. The illusion cracks. Wowzers, Bill admits. But there's the thing about willpower. His hand phases into Batman's chest. It doesn't stop dream demons from just crushing your heart directly. Batman's eyes go wide. His body convulses. Batman, eliminated by Bill Cipher. The crowd's reaction is mixed. Some cheer the dark horse's fall, others weep for the bat, and somewhere a contingent of Gotham villains are throwing a very complicated party. Batman's constellation forms above, a bat silhouetted in stars, cape spread eternally. Zurubang leans forward on his throne. So early, his voice is quiet for once, meant for no one in particular. What a pity. Above, the divine battle reaches crescendo. Inarius and Marika have both taken devastating damage. Marika's fractures have widened, fragments of her godhood float loose around her. Inarius's wings are tattered, his radiance dimmed, but angels are creatures of pure conviction.
For sanctuary,
Inarius whispers, gathering everything he has left.
For my son.
The light he unleashes is not merely bright, it is purifying. It is the light that burned demons at creation's dawn. It is the fury of heaven made manifest. Marika raises her hammer, but she is already broken, already shattered. The shattering was not just a political act, it was a wound in her very being that never healed. The light pierces her. For a moment she stands there, luminous, beautiful, and impossibly sad. I only wanted, she begins. She does not finish. Queen Marika the Eternal, eliminated by Inarius. The Elden Ring deity becomes stars above. A ring of golden light, fragmented, eternal in its incompleteness. Inarius stands alone among the S-tiers, but he is barely standing. Act 4. Endgame. Remaining fighters. Bill Cipher, annoyed, intrigued, tickled by Batman. Inarius, Critically wounded, wings failing, light nearly spent. V, exhausted, bruised, gauntlets still operational. Astarion, hidden, uninjured, terrified. Chihiro Ogino, hidden, uninjured, crying. Inarius turns toward Bill Cipher, the last reality-warping threat.
Demon,
The angel rasps.
your chaos ends now.
Demon? Demon? Bill's form cycles through colors. I'm a dream demon, Featherbrain. There's a difference. Demons are all fire and brimstone and, oh, worship me. I'm about deals and madness and geometry.
You are corruption incarnate.
Okay, yeah, that's fair. Inarius raises his spear of light. Bill doesn't move. The spear passes through Bill's form. Of course it does. Cute, Bill says. Really cute. But here's your problem, Angel. You burned everything fighting your god girlfriend up there. You've got nothing left. And me? His eye becomes a void. I've been bored this whole time. The foundry bends. Reality screams. Inarius is pulled apart, not physically but conceptually, his very essence being unraveled by a being who exists outside normal physics. You know what's funny? Bill muses as the angel dissolves. You created a whole world to escape the war between heaven and hell. A whole world! And it still wasn't enough. There's a lesson there, probably. Inarius eliminated by Bill Cipher. The angel's constellation forms. Great wings spread across the arena sky, a figure of eternal defiance. Bill turns. V stands before him, gauntlets raised, knowing she's already dead. Okay, Triangle Freak, let's go. Aw, I actually like you, the punchy girl with the anger issues and the dead sister. Oh, wait, is Powder still alive in your timeline? I can never keep track. Don't say her name. V swings. The gauntlet passes through, of course. Here's the thing, Bill says, almost gently. You can't hurt me, not physically. I'm a being of pure consciousness. I exist across infinite dimensions. This body, this cute little triangle, it's a projection, a sock puppet. His eyes narrow. Batsy had the closest thing in the entire arena that could actually hurt me. A contingency. Bill's voice drops to something that sounds almost like genuine admiration. Do you understand how extraordinary that is? He gestures upward at the bat-shaped constellation, cape spread across the stars. He spins lazily, addressing all three remaining fighters. I want to see which one of you tries to make a deal first. That's the real game here. The vampire's been skulking in the shadows, the punchy girl's got nothing but fists, and the tiny human, his eye fixes on Chihiro, still pressed against the maintenance alcove, hasn't even tried yet. You mentioned earlier that deals are never what they seem. How about you think of some deal for me instead? Astarion steps out of the shadows, hands raised. I don't suppose I'll just leave quietly is an option? V has a little smile on her face as she shows up. Took you long enough, pretty boy. I was strategizing. You were hiding. Nope, Bill interrupts cheerfully. Thought not. The vampire positions himself near V, both forming a barrier between Bill and Chihiro. Well, Muscles, any brilliant plans? Hit him until he dies? He's intangible. Hit him harder until he dies? Charming. Astarion's red eyes dart to Chihiro. What about you, little one? Any spirit world wisdom for dealing with interdimensional nightmares? Chihiro doesn't answer. She's looking up. At the stars. At Batman's cape spread across the dark. At Marika's broken ring. At Inarius's radiant wings. At the Demogorgon's petals frozen in light.
Mr. Bill Cipher.
Everyone turns. Bill's eye widens with delight. Oh, what's up, Shooting Star Jr.? You really thought of something? V grabs Chihiro's arm. Kid, don't. Whatever you're thinking.
I want to make a deal.
Bill floats down to her level, practically vibrating with excitement. Now we're talking. Finally someone with sense. Okay, kid, lay it on me. What do you want? Power? Immortality? Your parents to actually remember they aren't pigs? A pony? I can do ponies. Nightmare ponies, but still ponies. Chihiro takes a breath.
Make my deepest wish come true.
And what might that be?
I want to keep it a secret.
How cute she is. A little secret. And once I fulfill your wish, what do I get in return from you, Chihiro swallows.
And in return, I will yield.
The foundry goes silent. Even the grinding gears seem to pause. Then Bill starts laughing. Oh, kid. His laugh builds into something manic, echoing off the brass walls. Oh, kid. He spins in the air, tears of light streaming from his eye. Let me get this straight. Your deepest wish is obviously for me to be eliminated, right? And you think if I grant it, poof, I'm gone? He wipes his eye theatrically. That's adorable, really. Top 10 manipulation attempts I've seen this Ian. But here's the thing, Shooting Star Jr. He leans close, voice dropping to a whisper. I can't die here. Bill's form expands, filling the vision of all three fighters. The one guy who could have potentially stopped me, gone. First one I took out after the big boy started fighting. Almost like I planned it that way. His eye curves into a grin. So, no vampire, no magic daggers, no hack-stack fists, no spirit world tricks. There is nothing left in this arena that can hurt me. He snaps back to normal size and turns to Chihiro. Deal accepted. I'll grant your deepest wish, little girl. His voice drops hungry. And you will fade away as a constellation. He extends his flaming hand. Shake on it? Chihiro looks at his hand, looks at his eye. She takes it. Blue flames engulf them both. For one striking moment, Chihiro feels it. Her wish was granted, sealed by something older and stranger than any power in the room, except Zurubang. Bill releases her hand, triumphant. There, done, contract complete. Now let's see your precious wish fail to... Bill's eye bulges. He clutches his chest. Do triangles have chests? And spirals downward, sputtering. I'm dying. The wish, it worked. Tell Veronica I always thought she was adequately triangular. He crushes to the ground, motionless. V's breath catches. This is very cringe. Bill springs upright, eye curved in a grin. Psych! Oh man, you should have seen your faces. V and Astarion look at each other, raising an eyebrow. Bill laughs. Nice try though, really, points for effort. He turns to V and Astarion. Now, where were we? Oh right, killing everyone. So, what happens if I get eliminated now? Chihiro says quietly. Bill looks at her, annoyed. What is wrong with you? She looks up at him. Her eyes are wet, but she's smiling, a sad smile, a kind smile. I mean, my deepest wish was that you will join me. Bill's eye twitches. What? V stops moving. Astarion's jaw drops. Chihiro's voice is soft, steady.
I think a deal like this is really difficult to break, but I think I found a way.
She looks up at Zurubang.
Mr. Zurubang, I give up. I yield and go to the stars, please.
Only now, when it's already too late, does Bill Cipher understand. Stop! Wait! Zurubang reaches toward Chihiro, eyes gleaming with admiration. What a sacrifice from such a young soul. You have defeated an OMNIPOWER class threat through sheer courage and cunning. I am deeply impressed. I'm literally an embodiment of chaos and madness! Bill screams, his form flickering wildly. V and Astarion stand frozen, jaws nearly hitting the floor. Chihiro Ogino eliminated by yielding. Bill Cipher eliminated by contract binding. Chihiro begins to rise, her small form dissolving into gentle starlight. And beside her, pulled by change he forged himself, Bill Cipher rises too. This is so unfair! Bill's constellation writhes, struggles, cannot escape. I was supposed to win! I always win! Bill falls silent. His golden form slowly dissolves into stars, settling beside hers. A triangle and a girl bound together across the cosmos. In the foundry below, V and Astarion stare up at the two newest constellations. Well, Astarion says faintly, that happened. Yeah, V's voice is hushed. That happened. Zurubang confirms, that happened. V and Astarion circle each other, steam hisses, gears turn. Above, 6 constellations watch. Just us now, V says, gauntlets humming. Indeed. Astarion twirls his dagger. Shame, really. You're rather my type. Bleeding and angry? Exactly. He moves, vampire speed, a blur. His blade open cuts across her arm, her shoulder. She swings, misses. He's already behind her. Too slow, darling. V spins, catches air. Stand still and fight! Why would I do that when the view from here is so lovely? She flushes, angrily. Definitely just angry. They clash again, speed versus power. He opens a cut on her cheek, lingering close, breath cool against her skin. You smell like hex tech and bad decisions, he murmurs. Intoxicating. V headbutts him, his nose crunches. You talk too much. Astarion staggers back, laughing, blood streaming down his face. Gods, you're magnificent. Shut up. But she's smiling. Why is she smiling? They trade blows, him cutting, her swinging, both slowing, both bleeding. The fight becomes something else. A dance. A conversation. 200 years, Astarion pants, circling, and I've never met anyone who hits like you. Piltover's finest. Zahn's, I think. His eyes glitter. The accent gives you away. Got a problem with Zahn? On the contrary, I find the rough edges appealing. V's gauntlets connect with his ribs. He flies, crashes, rolls to his feet, grinning. Harder, darling. I've had worse from people I liked less. You're impossible. I'm irresistible. Common mistake. They collide again, this time when she grabs his collar to headbutt him. He kisses her instead. V freezes. The crowd gasps. Astarion pulls back, smirking. Sorry, I couldn't resist. V stares at him, blood on her lips, his blood, her blood mixed. Do that again. What? She grabs him by the collar and kisses him back, hard, angry, hungry. The crowd loses its mind. Zurubang descends like a golden thunderbolt, forearms raised. Okay, you two stop it right now before I throw up a rainbow. V and Astarion freeze mid-embrace, eyes going wide as plates. Zurubang pinches the bridge of his nose with 2 hands while the other 2 gesture wildly. Look, that Chihiro thing was already quite special, emotional, heartwarming. A child defeating a chaos god through the power of loneliness and contract law, beautiful, beautiful. And now you two have sincerely fallen for each other. Fine, that's cute. Something like this already happened in Battle 8. He points at them accusingly. But living out your kink and beating each other up while your feelings are growing? Uncool. V flushes crimson. Astarion, a vampire who hasn't blushed in 2 centuries, somehow manages it anyway. This is an ultimate battle royale, Zurubang continues, and one of you will proceed to the next tournament after season 1 is over. You can beat the shit out of each other in a private room if that's your thing. But now, he claps all 4 hands together, I need one person to win. Okay? V and Astarion stare at the floor like scolded children. Silence. Then Astarion sighs. He lifts V's chin gently, meets her eyes. Good luck, V. His voice is soft, real, no performance. I cannot wait to see you again very soon. You can do this. Astarion. Win for us both, darling. He steps back, straightens his collar. I yield. Astarion, eliminated by yielding. His form dissolves into starlight, pale, elegant, smiling. His constellation takes shape beside Chihiro's, a figure mid-bow, 1 hand pressed to his heart. V watches him rise, tears she'll never admit to streaming down her face. You better be at that feast, Fangs, she whispers. Above, his constellation seems to wink. Act 5. Victor. Winner, V! The crowd erupts, not cleanly, not purely. It's complicated. A champion who barely fought in the final act, who cried watching a vampire bow himself into starlight. But she stood. She's still standing. That counts for something in any universe. V limps toward the arena's exit, gauntlets powered down, blood drying on her skin. She doesn't look like a champion. She looks like someone who survived. At the gate, she stops, turns back. 7 constellations hang above the clockwork foundry, gods and monsters, Batman, a child holding hands with chaos itself, and there, newest among them, pale figure mid-bow, frozen in starlight. See you soon, V murmurs. She could swear the constellation shifts, a hand raised, a promise. She steps through. Behind her, Zurubang adjusts his golden coat. A small smile crosses his face. This battle was special. Love in the arena, Zurubang murmurs to no one. Chaos bound by kindness. He snaps his fingers. The foundry fades. The stars remain. Because there's always a next battle.